Hello everybody, in this video I am going to show you how to use a free plugin for your WordPress blog to make your posts SEO optimized. My name is Theo McArthur, I've been blogging for 20 years and teaching for around 5 years. So I'm here in the WordPress dashboard, and the first thing to do, if you don't already have it installed, is to install the free Yoast SEO plugin. So over to Plugins, Add New, do a search for Yoast SEO, and here's the one you want, Yoast SEO by Team Yoast. So this is already installed on this blog, but click to install it and click to activate it. And once you've done that, you will have an extra link on the menu here, SEO. Click on General and go to Features. Everything that you can toggle to on with the free version should be toggled to on. So all of these here toggle to on. Anything that's premium you won't be able to toggle to on because that is only available with the paid version of the plugin. Everything else except for usage tracking, unless you want that to be on. Usage tracking is for the developers of Yoast SEO, so they can track your usage and it helps them to improve the plugin basically. So you could have that on or off, whatever you prefer, but everything else that can be on should be on. And then click Save Changes. And now whenever you add a post, or for any post that you already added, you can help the SEO and fix any mistakes on that post by using the plugin. So let's go over to a post and I'll show you how it works. This is a demonstration blog that I use in my training, and I use to create training videos for my students. And this is one of the posts on that blog. So as you will see here over on the right, it shows that the SEO and the readability for this post is good. There's 3 different colors. We've got green for good, orange for okay, and red for needs improvement. Right, let's scroll down here to the Yoast SEO settings. Before Yoast can analyze the post and point out any areas that need to be fixed or improved, you need to enter a focus key phrase. And this is the main thing that the blog is about. Now this post is about frogs disappearing, and I have entered frogs disappearing as the focus key phrase for this post. Once you enter the focus key phrase, Yoast can then start analyzing the post. If I remove this, Yoast can no longer analyze this post for SEO. And as you'll see, it's gone grey because there's no focus key phrase. It's got nothing to base the analysis on. Now here we can see the preview, and this is what this post looks like in the Google search results. And this is the mobile result right here. This is what it looks like in the mobile Google search results and desktop. This is the title of the post. Now let me show you something. The title of this post is longer than the SEO title entered here. The reason for that is if a post title is too long, you will get here an orange bar, which means okay, or you might get a red bar, which means no, you must make this title shorter. You don't need to make the title shorter up here, but here for the search engines, you can cut the title down, providing it still makes sense and the message is still the same. The slug is simply the part of the post that appears after the main URL. Normally you would leave that as it is. The meta description is this here, the bit of text that shows in the search engine results, in the Google search results. And once again, if the bar here shows orange, it means that your meta description is a little bit too long. If it shows red, it means it is much too long and you need to cut it down. Ideally, you want this bar to be green. Now for the meta description, usually you can just take the first 1 or 2 sentences from the top of the post and enter it here. If you don't enter anything, Google will automatically pull some text from your post to be the meta description in the search results, but it's better if you enter your own. Okay, let's look under the SEO analysis. Everything that is green is good. So we've got all this. Outbound links, good job. What does that mean? It means that within a post, you should have at least one link going to another website. And here's mine here. Follow a step-by-step tutorial on making an inexpensive DIY mini pond. See this RSPB guide. RSPB is a popular website all about birds and wildlife. So that's my outgoing link. What else do we have? Image key phrase and images. We have relevant images there, so that's good. Internal links. You have enough internal links. What are internal links? Internal links are links that go to other pages or posts on your blog. You should have at least one. Now, if you have a long post, you would probably have more than one. Key phrase in the introduction. So the introduction, this is the introduction here. The key phrase does not need to be an exact match because the focus key phrase that I've entered in the Yoast SEO settings here, frogs disappearing, we've got the words here, frogs disappearing, but it's not exact. It doesn't have to be exact. Key phrase length, the plugin determines that it's not too short or too long perhaps. Key phrase in the meta description right here. Meta description length, well done. We spoke about this already. If it's too long, you're going to get an orange bar or worse, a red bar. And then if you have a red bar, you must cut it down. And that's because when it shows in the search results in Google, if it's too long, it's going to be cut off. Previously used key phrase. Have I used this same key phrase in another post on this blog? I haven't. So that's another thing this plugin can tell us. If you have a lot of posts, you may not have kept a record and you may not remember which key phrases you've used in the past. Text length. Now this is a 658 word post. I consider this to be a fairly short post, but anything under 300 or 400 words is going to show here as orange or red because posts should never be less than 300 words, and that is a very minimum. Personally, I would not have a post on my blog that's less than, say, 500 words, and that for me would be a very short post. Okay, so SEO title width, good job. Now we looked at this again. This is the title. If it's too long, it's going to show orange or red here, and that's why I cut this down. I cut a few words out of it before I entered it here as the SEO title. And key phrase in the slug. The slug, the part of the URL that comes after the main domain name. So what are the things here that it shows a problem? Key phrase in title, it does not contain the exact match. Remember I spoke about this. It doesn't have to be the exact match. Although the Yoast SEO plugin says that it's better if it is, Google is very smart now, and Google will recognize what this post is about without having the exact match key phrase, which is frogs disappearing, in the title, providing the meaning is the same and the words are there. Frogs are disappearing. As far as Google is concerned, that is the same as frogs disappearing. The same applies here with this one. Key phrase density. The focus key phrase, frogs disappearing, was found 2 times. But in fact, it is in this post more than 2 times. But it's not the exact match. So the meaning of it and the words are in this post more than 2 times. And that's what matters, because once again, the Google algorithm is very smart. And as long as it understands what the overall meaning of the post is, and how relevant it is to that focus key phrase, think of it like this. A user goes to Google and types in frogs disappearing. If they get this post, is it relevant to that? Yes, it is. It is very relevant to that. And that's what you need to think about. All right, so that is how you fix your SEO mistakes and improve your post for the search engines, especially Google, using the free version of the Yoast SEO plugin.